Alright, good morning. So, today we are actually leaving Kentucky to head to Virginia and the Blue Ridge Mountains, where the plan is to kind of stay a couple of days and do some driving and take some photos. I was originally going to hike up to McAfee Knob, but with all of the stomach issues I've been having, and I don't have a definite way of getting over that, I just don't feel comfortable doing that hike. So I'm confident that we'll still get some photos. It'll be a good time, but not necessarily everything that I wanted to get on this trip. So it's a 6.5, 7-hour drive to get there. So yeah, I got that ahead of me. Today at Reed Mountain near Roanoke, Virginia, going to a place called Buzzards Rock, which should have a pretty good overview of some of the Blue Ridge Mountains. Now, yesterday morning I actually went out with my brother and I took some sunrise photos, so that went pretty well. Pretty good morning for that. Partially it was a good morning because it's hot and humid, and that creates all that fun low-lying fog, which is also the kind of conditions we find ourselves in today. But we've got about a 2-mile hike all the way up there, and then we'll see if we can't get some photos. Yep, that hike didn't turn out well, so figured out I got to do something with my morning. So I have come out to another location. It's the Roanoke Star. So Roanoke is the Star City, so I guess they decided to build a giant neon star. I think it's actually like, it looks neon. I mean, they probably will update it at some point to LEDs because neon is expensive. So yeah, it's also got an excellent view of the entirety of Roanoke and surrounding areas. So the plan is take some photos here, relax for a little while, and you know, maybe go driving around somewhere. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Alright, so that's going to do it for Roanoke, Virginia, and we are heading on north towards Philadelphia, which, if we see anything on the road between here and Philadelphia, we might check it out because we've got a little bit of extra time. Don't want to get there too early, otherwise I can't check in. So, you know, we'll see how that goes, but it'll probably be fine. And yeah, it turns out I happen to be doing this trip on a Monday, so I'm going to get there kind of in the evening on Monday, and then I've got all day Tuesday, and then I leave on Wednesday, and I plan on leaving relatively early. you know, miss their rush hour traffic because it's a major city, and then go up to Scranton and then across to the East Coast just to avoid the New Jersey, New York area on the way back up. So the interesting thing is, though, as I have found out, because, you know, sometimes you do your due diligence when it comes to selecting a hotel and then forget to do your due diligence in terms of things you might want to see. Philadelphia is basically closed on Tuesdays. It's weird. So like, I'm still gonna go out. I'm probably gonna do a lot of street photography. I'm gonna go, you know, to the Philadelphia Museum of Art, right? I'm gonna walk around, you know, downtown, that kind of stuff. But the Museum of Art, the two museums I really wanted to see were the Philadelphia Museum of Art, for obvious 1980s boxing related reasons, and then the Muta Museum, which is kind of just interesting, right? It's a weird museum. So, you know, not gonna be ideal, but we're gonna make it work, and hopefully I can get some street photography out of it, because this is probably gonna be the first time really that I've been in a city where that might actually be a viable thing. Like, you know, typically Manchester, Lexington, Roanoke's a city, but it's not huge, you know. Those are really, for lack of a better way to put it, car cities, so everybody just drives everywhere. So you have empty streets. So that doesn't mean you can't do street photography, it just makes it a lot more difficult because you're missing that element of it. So we're gonna see how that goes, and it should be a hopefully pretty relaxed day on that Tuesday, and then head back on Wednesday, and then I'm back in Manchester and trying to figure out what the next video will be about. Well, we got a 6.5 hour drive ahead of us, so let's get to it. Okay, well, here we are in the hotel room in Philly. Still got a couple hours of light, but I kind of want to rest for a couple minutes, and it is still hot. Everywhere I have been, it has been in the 90s, and that just hasn't stopped, so. Good morning. We are headed out to the Museum of Art in Philadelphia. It's early enough in the morning that I'm not completely dead yet, so it's only about a mile and a half-ish from where I'm staying, so not that big of a hike. And yeah, I mean, it's closed today, so we're not going to go in, but we should be able to at least get some photos outside. So let's go. So this is my first time in Philadelphia, and I will say, so far so good. I do find it interesting, the mix of modern architecture, and then you've got kind of Art Deco stuff from the 20s and way older. So in that way, I guess it kind of reminds me a little bit of Boston, except it's got a little bit more 1920s than Boston from what I've seen of Boston. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt. Can't go in, so that's it for the Museum of Art. I'm just gonna kind of walk around and see if I see anything else. Alright, so that's gonna do it for Philadelphia. All there is to drive all the way back to New Hampshire. So I think that's gonna do it for whatever video this ends up getting produced in. So I'll see you when I see it.